Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ty from As Kicks, and I've not been able to like do my usual prediction on YouTube as of late because of the complexity of my schedule. But what I decided to do after talking to my partner Chris from Arch is that on Fridays I'm gonna try to do a recap of the entire week, like whatever article I wrote. I'm gonna try to talk about it on Fridays, and I need to find like a good time so you guys can stay up to date. All right, so this evening I got two, I guess, projection for you guys. The first one is the SB Jordan One NYC to Paris. Now again, the shoes was inspired by the two cities, New York City and Paris, and they are known for their skateboarding traditions and history. So these shoes were made to pay homage to those two cities. Now my goal was to try to figure out how many were made, and what I used in this case is usually I use my I go to Foot Locker and Champs and all these other websites, and I try to come up with some kind of a map, and the satellite gives me who's getting the shoe or what, and I make my assumptions. But when I was looking at it, I felt like the numbers of these shoes that was produced was similar to the Crimsons. So I had established like a linear regression line equation model when I wrote this article on the Crimson. So I'm gonna use that same equation to make my projection. So we are not gonna be doing the step by step like rigorous method. We're just gonna be using this equation that I'm gonna highlight in a second, and we're gonna use that. Okay, so what I came up with was the slope was 5,000, and the fixed number of produced pairs was 45,000, and then the time was indicative of the month that we were in, and in this we are in May, so that's gonna be 5. So all you have to do now is just plug it in, and if you plug it in, you're just gonna get like 5,000 times 5 plus 45,000, and you're up to like 70,000 pairs. And my dogs are barking. Don't mind that. So that's 70,000 pairs. Okay. Now the next thing I wanted to do. So our numbers is 70,000. Basically, this is what I'm thinking Nike is gonna make. All right. Now the next thing that I did was I wanted to find the current market value, because a lot of people want to know whether they should try to go out and get the shoe, or some people want to know whether they should flip it. So this is for you. Now, most of my data that I collected was from eBay, and I'm going to show you what I got from StockX as well. So on eBay, most of the shoes I saw that 14 pairs were sold between 200 and 220, 3 pairs between 220 and 240, and 6 pairs between 240 and 260, 5 between 260 and 280, and then about 8 between 280 and 300. Now, the smaller sizes, which I'm going to talk about if you look at this portion here, um, that's like the smaller sizes, like sizes 8 and 9.5, are going for like a lot more money. And there's like a certain portion of the population, the world population, that's getting it. I'm not going to get into details, but if you get that size 8 or 9.5, you're probably going to get the most out of that. Now, the shoe is going to cost you 175. So if you take in consideration the fees that you're going to be paying, I'm not sure whether this is a good investment or not. Now, you may be allowed to use your discount. So yes, why not? So if you get like a size 8 to 9.5, yes, you're going to be getting at least $300 back, and take away all your fees. You may end up with like 240, 250. So you're talking about like 55, $60 profit. Now, if you get 10 pairs in size 8, that's a good day. All right. Now, size is 10.5 and up. I'm doing too well. So I'm not going to be, if I'm you, I'm going to leave that alone. Now, for those that want the shoe, I think you should be able to get it. It's not going to be too hard. 70,000 pairs. People want the shoe, but they are not going crazy for it. I feel like sizes 11, 12, and 13 are going to be easy to get. But anything like 10, 9.5, and below is probably going to be the hardest sizes to get. All right. So, and StockX average is about $242. So again, it's like 1,687 pairs sold on StockX against 34 or 36 on eBay. The ratio is crazy. There's a migration and there's a disruption by StockX. And my partner Chris and I talked about it, because everybody's now going on StockX and getting the shoes, which begs the question: how did you know, how are they able to sell all these shoes like when the shoe's not even out? Now I know that sometimes StockX, like, people sell the shoe and then they let you ship it once the shoe releases. And I don't know all the intricacies, but this is an interesting thing that I'm going to be following very close. All right. So should you buy the flip? Unless you're getting the sizes 8, between 7 and 9, 9.5, I wouldn't be touching these if you're trying to flip this. Is it going to be hard to get in smaller sizes? A little bit. Is it going to be easy to get in bigger sizes? Probably yes. So I think sizes 12, 11, and 13 are going to take a couple of weeks to sell out. But other than that, it's a nice shoe. You know, I don't necessarily like it. It's not a shoe that's going to make me go crazy. Now, if you want to get it, I'll give you a bunch of links here. Kicks USA is going to have it live tomorrow. Finish line, StockX, you can get it now on eBay. You can buy it now. It's on my website. You can just go and click these links and it's going to take you to it. All right. This is it for this one. We're going to jump on to the next video. So uh, be on the lookout for the next one.